The Dodgers make a surprise call-up. Also, James Outman is in Milwaukee. What will the roster move be? We've got an exclusive dugout interview with Hyeseong Kim. Also, I believe I owe you something that involves a beer and a shoe. That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
Dodgers win!
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball.
Grand slam!
It's a double for Freddie.
Monkey magic!
They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. This is the most anticipated season in Dodgers history.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020!
Pink blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain, credentialed member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at Dmac_LA. If you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. If you really want to support the show and you're already subscribed, then hit the like button and also drop some comments down below. It really helps out the channel. Also, join our Discord. The Dodgers Nation Discord continues to gain more members, people talking Dodger baseball, Dodgers Nation talking ball 24/7, 365. Also, go and join the big lead. Lots to get into here. We got the Dodgers Dugout Live poll question of the show. I asked you guys over on the X. Do you still believe that James Outman can carve out a role for the Dodgers? And right now, 40% of you say yes, while 60% of you say no. So we've got a jam-packed show to get into. We've got some big takeaways, talk some Shohei Ohtani, the bat, the pitching, how that's looked. We're going to have an exclusive interview with my good friend Hyeseong Kim from the Dodgers Dugout. We'll get to that in a little bit, but so much to get into here on a jam-packed Monday episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. So we got lots of Dodger baseball to get into, so let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
So the hottest story in Dodger baseball is that the Dodgers are going to be making some roster moves today. Just spoke with a source just a couple minutes ago and was told that, yes, changes are coming today, and we'll see what those changes are. The first one that we know for sure is that the Dodgers have made a surprise call-up for the Dodgers, in that they are bringing up a pitcher that not a lot of people have been talking too much about. Not a lot of people within the organization really have been hinting at this, but the Dodgers, they are calling up Julian Fernandez in Milwaukee. It would be his first taste of big league action since the 2021 season. And let's talk some Fernandez before we talk about what should be the obvious roster move for Fernandez. But let's kind of rewind and just get you a little familiarity with him and tell you everything you need to know. So he's 29. He's a right-handed pitcher. He signed a minor league deal with the Dodgers during the offseason. He has thrown 28 2/3 innings down in AAA for the OKC Comets. He's posted a 4.08 ERA. And yes, that is a very pitcher kind of war zone there. It's a very hitter-friendly Pacific Coast League. So, of course, those pitching numbers are always going to be inflated. He has a 25.6% strikeout rate, slightly above average. He's walking hitters at an 8% rate. His pitch mix, he's a fastball changeup guy, a strictly fastball and changeup guy. That's his mix. He's a guy that relies on velocity. He's averaging 96.9 miles per hour on the heater, and the changeup is at 85.1 miles per hour. So first takeaway, just looking at the player, and yes, not a lot of track record on the back of the baseball card, but there is intrigue there in the fact that velocity-wise, he can run it up there, has a changeup. The issue with him, though, he just has not been able to get that roll and get that consistent time in this show. If you go back to when he did get 2 years of big league service time, that was in 2018 and 2019, but the reason he was able to get that was because he was picked up in the Rule 5 draft, and then he underwent Tommy John surgery. So he spent that entire time on the injured list, and then he finally makes it to the show in 2021 and has 6 appearances for the Colorado Rockies. He posted a 10.8 ERA, and that is how much big league action that he's got. So that is it. That's the small sample size. So that's another thing that stands out to me is, hey, you're a pitcher that's coming back off Tommy John surgery. You're trying to establish yourself in this league, and you have to debut in Colorado at Coors Field for the Rockies. That can't be fun. But after that, the Rockies did outright him off the roster in 2022. He finished the year in the minor leagues where he posted a 6.63 ERA in 22. Then he signed a minor league deal with the Blue Jays in 23. Again, posted an ERA north of 10, a 10.61 ERA before he was ultimately released by the club in May. And then he spent the entirety of the 2024 season in Mexico, where he had a ton of success. A 1.82 ERA. The strikeout stuff was there. The velocity was looking good. He was further removed from the injuries. And that is when the Dodgers came calling and LA signed him in 2025. So that is the backstory of him. Now, the question is, why would the Dodgers be interested in him? Well, you look at the velo, look at the changeup. You also look at the fact that he has multiple option years remaining. So he does give them that roster flexibility. So with the Dodgers having 12 pitchers on the injured list currently, they're going to try to supplement this depth, but also see what he looks like, because they've invested time and effort into trying to get this guy to get things to click for him and trying to really get his career on track. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to be a part of the mix. Now, big takeaways from this move. First one is clearly my guy, Edgardo Henriquez, is still in the Dodgers doghouse. And that's not been confirmed, but let's be honest here. Edgardo Henriquez was someone that made the Dodgers postseason roster last year. He throws north of 100 miles per hour. He can hit triple digits. He can hit 102. And this year, Henriquez numbers aren't great. A 5.40 ERA, 15 innings of work. They probably just think he needs more work, if we're being completely honest. But the fact that he's below Julian Fernandez in the pecking order, it does say something. Now, for Henriquez, he broke his foot early in spring training. He missed a couple of months of action. They never detailed or revealed what it was that led to that broken foot. So is there something there? I don't know. But as far as the roster move that they are going to make, well, first, Klein, he pitched well yesterday. At times, he did issue the walk that hurt the Dodgers late, that allowed them to get that lead, the Astros. But he does have high velocity. I think he makes more sense. The obvious choice here, there's no doubt about this. There's not one person in the organization that should be DFA'd over Noah Davis. Noah Davis on Friday, 4th of July, he got absolutely lit up more than all the fireworks that you see off the 110 freeway in LA, more than all the fireworks at the Rose Bowl, more than all the fireworks at Dodger Stadium. He got absolutely lit up and went an inning and a third, gave up 10 runs on 6 hits, and that really is the obvious choice. So that is where they're at from that standpoint. Now, just a reminder, Michael Kopech was placed on the injured list, and that's how Klein got another trip to the majors. And they do think that Kopech's knee injury is going to be a short stint, but they are, I think, limping towards the All-Star break. And we're going to talk some Teo, we'll talk some Kiké, but let's take some comments here. What are your thoughts on the weekend that was for your Los Angeles Dodgers and the state of the bullpen? Because now let's shift gears to Kiké Hernández, Tommy Edman, and Teoscar Hernandez, because I know Dodgers fans are freaking out. Dodgers fans freaking out. Oh, no. Got swept by the Astros. Got swept by the Astros. What does it mean? I'm here to tell you that in the grand scheme of things, the Dodgers getting swept by the Astros means absolutely nothing. Now, of course, you want to win baseball games at a high clip. There's no doubt about it. And the Dodgers have done that. They've beaten the teams they were supposed to beat. The bad teams, take last week, you go 3-3, you sweep the White Sox, and then you get swept by the Astros. But all things considered, with the injuries, having used more pitchers than any team in Major League Baseball, having had Mookie have the worst start of his season to the All-Star break offensively in his career, Freddie banged up at times, Shohei transitioning to pitching again, Teoscar being injured, all those things considered, you still have the best record in the National League. You're one game back of the Tigers for best record in the sport, and most importantly, you have a 7-game lead in the division. Now, you do want to play better against better competition. The Dodgers 2019 against team above 500 this season, so you want to improve that mark. But the truth is, this means absolutely nothing that the Dodgers got swept to the Astros. And I'll tell you why. Can you tell me off the top of your head who swept the Dodgers last season? How many times they did get swept? The Dodgers had 98 wins last year. Yes, it wasn't 100, but it was still the most wins in Major League Baseball, and they got swept 2 times, once by the Reds and once by the Phillies. No one talks about it, no one remembers it, and it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And then on top of that, you lose to the Astros. Yes, they were missing some key guys, but give them credit. Their pitching staff really handled this Dodgers offense well, inducing soft contact, utilizing the breaking balls that really just were not working for the Dodgers in this one. And look, you got wins. Give them credit. But the truth of the matter is maybe you could be just slightly a little bit worried if the Astros were at full strength and the Dodgers were at full strength, and then the Astros brought belt to you-know-what to the Dodgers. But that wasn't the case. That just was not the case. You didn't have Teo for the most part. Max Muncy has been your best hitter for over a month. He was not there. You had a Freddie Freeman still trying to get things right. Mookie Betts had a nice weekend, a couple multi-hit games. Shohei Ohtani did not have a good weekend at the plate. And then you look at your pitching, right? You got Ben Kasparius, and then you had a bullpen game. Then you had Shohei working his way back with Emmet Sheehan. That's not going to be the case. Like, if the Dodgers ever face the Astros again this season, it's going to be in the World Series. That was my preseason prediction, by the way. And if that's the case, there's no way they do it with the roster that we saw over the weekend, with the lineup that we saw over the weekend. You won't see that. You're going to have to see aces back. You're going to have to see whether it be Snell, Glasnow, Yamamoto still doing well, Shohei Ohtani pitching well and getting more involved. Did the Dodgers make a move, right? Because the truth is that good teams through the course of a 162-game season, the pitching sometimes has to pick up the offense, and the offense has to pick up the pitching. And the offense has played great lately, but this was a weekend where, hey, it would have been nice to have Blake Snell. Would have been nice to have Glasnow. Would have been nice to have their aces. They could have picked up the Dodgers offense this weekend. So I am not worried about this weekend sweep to the Astros. I hate H-Town. I hate, not the city. It's a nice city. Actually, my grandparents lived there for a while. Shout out to Sugarland, Texas. But as far as that organization, I will always detest them. I absolutely will. Forgot what I was about to say. The Astros just stole my thoughts, right? And I've seen people too. I just want to point this out really quickly, then I'll digress and we'll get into some sound with Dave Roberts. I've seen people saying, forget about the whole cheating scandal. It's only 2 players. Jose Altuve, who had himself a series, and Lance McCullers that are remaining from that 2017 Astros team. And to that I say, never forget what happened in 2017. The reason for that is because they stole a World Series from the Dodgers and they significantly impacted Clayton Kershaw's legacy forever. That's really why I can't move on from that. That's the truth. I mean, yes, they're dirty cheaters. Yes, they did not deserve that. There's rings in Cracker Jack boxes that are more real than that 2017 Astros World Series ring. And yes, by the fans, you're always going to have that asterisk. But what really always will bother me, why I'll never say, oh, I'm going to move on from that. I will never do it just because of what that meant to Clayton Kershaw. Because what's Kershaw's legacy, right? From the layman's, it's great regular season pitcher, not great in the postseason. Well, during that run, Clayton Kershaw had his starts, performed well in the Braves series, moments against the Cubs, but game one of that 2017 World Series against Houston, he had 11 strikeouts and no walks. He gave up just a run. He became just the second pitcher ever to go out there and get 11 strikeouts and walk no one. He did that for the first time since Don Newcomb did it in the late 40s. So game one, Kersh had a virtuoso masterclass performance against, at the time, what was considered one of the best offenses we've ever seen in the sport in that Astros team. We all know why. And then he followed that up in game 5, where he went 4 2/3 innings and he gave up 6 runs. And in that game, we know that they were whistling and they were cheating. He only got 4 swings and misses. He only had 2 strikeouts. And the truth is, if he finishes that performance with another gem and he goes another 7 shutout innings and the Dodgers win that game 5 and they come home and win in game 6, Clayton Kershaw, even if he doesn't win the World Series MVP, anyone that would ever have said that he never got it done on the biggest stage would have never been able to say that. I mean, we would ever talk about what happened in 2019 against the Nationals. We would never talk about the Mets series and the Cardinals series in 2013, 2014, that era, right? We wouldn't talk about 2015 in those years because he would have won the World Series MVP. And I hear people out there, Dmac, Jock Peterson would have won the World Series MVP. No, he wouldn't have. First of all, Jock Peterson didn't even play in game 1. Second of all, the home runs that he had late in that series, and yes, he had a good series, and you can make the case he was one of their more best impactful offensive players, but Clayton Kershaw would have single-handedly been the reason why they won 2 of those 5 games, and they would have ended it in 6 games. He would have won World Series MVP, and I've talked to people within the industry that have told me he would have won the World Series MVP. It would not have been Jock Peterson because of the stats he put up after that. So there's that. And, I'll digress. But like I said, first game, 1 run, 3 hits, 11 batters, no walks. That was a record-tying 11 strikeouts without a walk in the World Series. A feat only matched by Don Newcomb in 1949. But want to send a congratulations out there to Clayton Kershaw for making the All-Star team. Clayton Kershaw is an All-Star. So good for Kersh. Yes, it was the Legends. So if you don't know, before anyone freaks out, say, oh, he's not deserving of being an All-Star. He missed a lot of the year. Clayton Kershaw in his 18th season, a 3.43 ERA in 9 starts. He's pitched really well outside that first start. He was kind of grinding in his last start to try to get to 3,000 strikeouts, which he did. Striking out Vinny Capra there in that 6th inning. Just the 20th pitch all time to do it. But no, he is going to be a legend, right? That is how he gets on the All-Star team. It's an extra spot on the roster. Rob Manfred picks that spot. He gives the National League 33 players instead of 32. So that is how he was able to get on the roster. He was selected by Major League Baseball as a legend of the game, and he takes that extra roster spot. We saw Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera. They got that in 2022, but Kersh is on it now. And I just want to do some housekeeping. I know I owe you guys a shoey because Clayton Kershaw getting that 3,000 strikeout. We got to do the shoey. You guys ready? Let's get it poppin'. So congratulations to the GOAT, Clayton Edward Kershaw, 3,000 strikeouts. Here is your shoey here for the all-time strikeouts leader for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Here we go. Hit the double shoey, guys, on a Monday. This is probably not a great way to start the week. All right, but I am a man of my word. Don't tell me that I'm not. There's your Kersh shoey. What a great moment it was, by the way. It was going to be his last batter of the night, and a legendary night for Clayton Kershaw, and it was exciting to see. Now, getting back to the All-Stars that did make it as well, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he makes his first All-Star team. Clayton Kershaw, it's his 11th, and they joined Shohei Ohtani, who will be the starting designated hitter, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith. They were all voted in by the fans. So the Dodgers do have 5 All-Stars. It is more than any team in Major League Baseball. And it's unfortunate because, yes, you're hoping for more. Max Muncy's certainly putting together an all-star level season before going out with the knee injury. And then the question is about Andy Pages. So Andy Pages was close, looked like it. He was inching towards it, but he did not make the all-star team. And yes, I think that he was having all-star season. He certainly deserves some consideration. If it becomes a moment where someone bows out or gets injured or there's an extra guy to fill in, Andy Pages is going to be right at the top of that list. But like I said, I pride myself on being the keep it 100, keep it a buck Dodgers show. Try to stay as unbiased as humanly possible for a lifelong bleeder of blue. And yes, you can make the case that Andy Pages has been a better offensive player, which overall he has. But let's look at the side by side. So WAR 3.6 for Pages, or for 3.6 for Tatis, 3.2 for Pages. Tatis has the advantage. Then hits, Pages. Home runs, Pages 17-15. RBI, Pages 58-38. Stolen bases, Tatis 18-7. Batting average, Pages 293-258. On base, Tatis 349-332. Slug, Pages 503-439. OPS, Pages 835-789. And OPS plus, Pages 132-119. Defensively, Tatis has a little bit of an edge on him, especially because they keep him in the corners there. Pages definitely right up there for the defensive run saves. But to be honest with you, I'm not losing sleep over this one. I'm not pulling out my hair. I'm not waking up at 3:30 in the morning in a cold sweat, just in tears that Pages didn't make the All-Star team, because this is close enough from an overall WAR standpoint, from an overall player production standpoint, that you can't say that he was robbed necessarily. I mean, if Pages made it, could you justify it? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. But I think that what you're seeing here, and this happens a lot of time with All-Stars, what you're seeing here is the new guy. So when the new guy makes the All-Star team, you got to really be way out in front of it. You got to be really way out in front of it to the point where you give yourself no doubt. Because if there's a situation where it's the new guy and then established guy with a bigger brand that's more well-known around the league, the other guy is going to get it on reputation. That's just kind of how that happens. So I think that what Pages did this year was he established himself for next season. So I think that Pages makes the All-Star team next season because of just the buzz he's created this season. I think, too, he's also a product of being on the Dodgers, right? I mean, a little overshadowed nationally. There's no doubt about that. So we know that the most important thing is he's played at an all-star level. He's just not going to get the all-star accolade, the star by his name on his baseball reference page. And look, you hate to see it just because he's worked so hard and it would have been a great honor. But, yeah, I'm not totally freaking out about this. I think that Pages is gonna have all-star teams in him, and this will keep the big dog hungry for some more of that. The big dog's gonna be hungry some more treats and for the rest of this season and next season. So yeah, I mean, I knew it was coming. I felt it was coming. I would have been surprised if the other happened and Pa has made over Tatis. But yeah, hey, right now for the rest of the season, I mean, Pa is going to have a chip on his shoulder, and all the great ones that kind of miss out on all-star nods, they tend to do that. So yeah, I'm not overly concerned about this, but the thing I am kind of happy about in a weird way is that Mookie Betts did not make the All-Star team. Teoscar Hernandez did not make the All-Star team. And I think when you look at the big picture, those guys have done it all. All-Star teams, home run derbies, like those guys have already checked that box off multiple times in their careers. I think what's best for the Dodgers is that those guys take a nice little rest. I want to see those dudes in some tropical vacation somewhere, hit up Mexico, be at a resort, take a little time off, and then be fresh and rested for the remainder of the season. I think you look at Teoscar Hernandez, who fouled a ball off his foot, and Dave Roberts did say that the x-rays came back negative, which is a positive. But let's be honest here. Teoscar Hernandez has not been the same player since coming off that groin injury. Before the groin injury, in 34 games, Pa has hit 306 with a 149 weighted runs created plus. Since coming back, Teoscar Hernandez has hit 207 with a 68 weighted runs created plus. So we'll see what happens with him. Mookie definitely had himself a good week. So I'm optimistic that he'll carry some momentum into the All-Star break and things will be a little better for Betts with some time off. And he went 6 for 20 for the week. It hit 300. But for Teo, the question is, does he get sent to the IL or is it going to be Kiké Hernández? Dave Roberts already said that Tommy Edman, who fractured a toe, that it's more of a pain management thing and he doesn't expect Tommy to go on the IL. So could it be Kiké? Could it be Teoscar Hernandez? Well, here was Dave Roberts talking about the injuries to Kiké and Teo and what the corresponding roster move could be.
Tommy's got a small fracture in his pinky toe, but it's kind of per his tolerance. So I don't see an IL situation. Teo, the scans came back negative, so that's positive. But he's sore, and so we'll see how he kind of comes out after we travel. And then Kiké has been dealing with this elbow thing for about a month, left elbow, inside, outside of it. So doesn't affect the defense, but the swing has been compromised. So, yesterday really came to a head as far as swinging. And so we stayed away from him again today. So those three guys, we're trying to figure out where we're at. Yeah, we might, Eric. Today when you have one player available, and that's the catcher, that's not a good feeling. So I don't know how much will change tomorrow as far as availability. So, yeah, there is talk about one of those guys potentially going to the IL. I don't see it being Tommy, but we're still kind of trying to figure out, and then who we'd bring.
So he said one of those guys going to the IL. James Outman is in Milwaukee. Of course, there's always a chance he could be on the taxi squad, but more likely it's going to be for either Kiké Hernández or Teoscar Hernandez. And Kiké is another guy that has been struggling in the last month, dealing with that elbow injury. What I've been told, it's not everything. It's not completely to blame for the struggles that he has had, just because you kind of look at those at-bats, and Kiké has been expanding at pitches out of the zone, and that you definitely want to kind of make sure that he kind of resets mechanically from that standpoint. But yeah, I mean, Kiké over the last month has been kind of dealing with it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I have been kind of doing some digging on this, and it does feel like Kiké Hernández with kind of the elbow. I mean, they need some coverage with Max Muncy gone from the infield. Dave has already said that you're going to see more Miguel Rojas at third. And like I told you last week, we're going to see more Tommy Edman at third base. So I personally think with Esther Ruiz up, you've got Teoscar Hernandez and Michael Conforto and Andy Pages in that outfield mix with multiple guys that can play that position. My hope for the remainder of the season, as far as big picture, that you just give Teo this week off, All-Star break, and then come back, and then hopefully he hits the ground running and we see the Teo that we saw for the first 34 games of this season. But if Kiké needs to be being impacted and they're worried that it could have a longer term effect, then I think that you have to strongly consider that as well. But I see a lot of you guys still mad about the Astros series, still mad about that Astros series. Yeah, I mean, trust me. The Dodgers, if you go to Fangraphs right now, the Dodgers World Series odds before getting swept by the Astros was at 24.1%, and it dropped all the way to 22.1% after getting swept. So not too bad there. Okay, so let's switch gears to Shohei Ohtani pitching, because I want to get into that, and we'll answer your questions, and we'll get to you guys in a second here. But Shohei Ohtani, he made another appearance, and Shohei Ohtani continues to really, really impress on the mound. I think with Shohei, expectations were always, hey, this guy is something that only very few players can even comprehend. But for him to pitch well again, went 2 innings, gave up no runs, gave 1 hit, got the double play, struck out the side in the second inning. The question now, though, is how is that going to impact the offense? Because over the last couple weeks, he's had his ups and downs. I mean, since June 11th, he's hitting under 200. I'm sure there's a little transition period there. And from what I was told, it's, hey, he's trying to get everything synced up as far as, hey, it's not linear from what I was told as far as being the hitter and the pitcher at the same time. So that's going to take some time to just get that feel back where you're hitting and you're pitching the same game, kind of compartmentalizing, kind of shifting gears there. And I think that for Shohei, it's still good news. It really is. All these innings that he's pitching are innings that aren't being pitched by the staff with the extra roster spot. And it's not like he's been going out there and getting shelled. He's been looking dominant when he's been on the mound. The question is, though, what are the expectations and what's the plan for him? And the plan, according to Dave Roberts, is that they could stretch him to 5 or 6 innings. So Dave said after his start that it is feasible for Shohei to go 5 and 6 innings in starts this season. So just look at what we've seen so far and look what we've seen in that inning or 2 that he has pitched. That has looked dominant. You stretch that out to 4 or 5 innings, well, then you have yourself an ace pitcher. So hopefully that is what it keeps trending towards. And if that's truly the role they have for him, that's going to put even more of a burden on him as far as what he's responsible for offensively and on the mound. And look, I mean, you can never have enough dominant starting pitching. And if he can do that for 5 or 6 innings in a postseason game, that definitely changed the calculus of if they need to add another starting pitcher at the deadline. I think that now it feels like it's less likely that they are going to go and pursue a frontline starter just because, one, not a lot of guys out there are even better than any of the guys they have when they're healthy. And then on top of that, I think now need a bat. I think that, and we'll talk about that throughout this week. I got some names for you guys. Some fresh targets I'm going to throw at you later this week as far as bats they could go out there and get. But for Shohei Ohtani to pitch like an ace, this is huge. And then you consider the fact that you're going to see Tyler Glass now back at some point during their series against Milwaukee Wednesday or Thursday. That's also big too. So things are starting to really get better. You're starting to see the light at the end of that injury tunnel as far as the pitchers go. And I think the question now is, how well does Shohei Ohtani handle hitting and pitching, and how much are they going to expand that? Well, right now it feels like they are going to expand it into a true starter's role. But here was Shohei Ohtani talking about his start. And when we return, we're going to get to an exclusive interview with Hyeseong Kim.
Your numbers offensively since you started ramping up pitching haven't been too dissimilar, but have you felt any different at the plate since you've kind of started increasing the pitching workload?
復帰してから打撃の方では少し影響しているとか、感覚的に変わっているところありますか？まあ単純にその打席でのなんていうんですかね、まあすごく悪いっていう感覚はないですけど、なんですかね、自分が捉えたと今日もそうですけど、捉えたと思っているのがセカンドゴロになったりとかっていうちょっとしたズレがまあそういう不調の時っていうのはそういう感じじゃないかなと思うので、まあ、逆に言えば少しのこう感覚の違いですぐに戻ってきたりはするので、まあ、そこはまあ練習で養っていくしかないのかなと思います。
I don't feel too bad at the plate, but at the same time, I'm recognizing pitches that I should be able to hit, which I'm not. And usually it's a matter of just a little bit of a difference in the way that I'm swinging. So just have to find it in the cage work and hopefully be able to apply that on the field.
Are you mostly calling your own pitches when you're pitching? And if so, are you doing that more off game planning, pregame stuff, or just kind of your feel of how you're throwing stuff in a game?
いやもう感覚で行く時もありますし、もちろんビルから今日なんかはなんですかね、まあ、ピッチフォーム上で交換しながらやってるので、まあ、自分がこうだと思えばそれ優先しになりますし、その時によって変わるかなと思います。
Just depends on how I feel that day. There are games where I call my game, but there's also a game like today where it's a back and forth communication with Will. So it just really depends.
One more, guys. Shohei, how do you think your build-up is going as a pitcher, and do you think you could get into the third inning pretty soon?
そうですね、もともと決まってるイニングをまずは消化するっていうのがリハビリの過程上は大事なと思うので、いけるからと言っていくのが必ずしもいい答えだとは思わないので、チームのまずは本心と自分の感覚とまずはステップを前に進めるっていうのが大事だと思うので、まずは交代しないように少しでも前進し続けるようなおのずとイニング戻ってくるかと思います。
In a rehab progression, it's really important to just take one step at a time. There are times when I may be able to go another inning, but it's really important to not to take unnecessary risk and make sure that I can progress consistently. So that it's always been this way in terms of my rehab progression. So I'm following what the team is also asking me as well.
Thanks.
So there you go, Shohei Ohtani. Hey, man, and things are looking up as far as the pitching. I think offensively, he definitely is not just the MVP batter that he's been just the last couple of weeks for sure. But still, I mean, it's Shohei Ohtani. He's still on the year putting up really good numbers. And I think for me, when I look at Shohei at this little stretch right here, I think he's a guy that, look, man, just became a dad, pitching again. I mean, I still think just from a numbers standpoint, yeah, I will sacrifice just what we've seen offensively with, okay, it's really about going out there and just pitching again. So what he's doing is remarkable. And there's nothing short of it's just greatness from him. There's no doubt about it. And I look at Shohei as someone that is still one of the best players in baseball. He is the best player in baseball, but I think for him, what separates him from Aaron Judge is just that ability to pitch. And yeah, I mean, not like the lights out week from Shohei against the Astros, but we know he's going to have a monster week in Milwaukee. You just kind of know how that works, and against the Giants too. So I really never get too high on Shohei's little mini in-season slumps. So all in all, his numbers on the year, at 168 weighted runs created plus. It's down from the 180 that he hit last year when he won the MVP, but a hot week, and he's right there. So, all right, guys, so let's hear some comments real quick. We'll get to my man Hyeseong Kim. Got to hang out with him in the Dodgers dugout. So we'll play that right now. We've got the Dodgers are the best from Gavin. Momentary Kim should bat leadoff. He's young. He's fast. He gets on base. Taste netted. Yeah, I mean, I think he profiles as a leadoff hitter for sure. I think you want to give him more of a sample size to see if he can truly hit at this level for an extended period of time. Because if you give him leadoff, you're also giving him the advantage of having an extra 30 or 40 plate appearances, and that's what they value for Shohei and Mookie and Freddie and the top of that lineup. So more for Kim at the top of the order would mean less for those guys. So then the debate comes, is it better to have those guys with less plate appearances, more run-producing opportunities? So point is, they're going to keep their top three the same. I mean, barring something insane, it's going to be Mookie right there behind Shohei and then Freddie there. I do think that there's a chance they do move Shohei off the leadoff spot during starts, though. I think that's something that's possible as well. Paul Gutierrez, Dmac, how likely is it that Sasaki pitches this season? I saw him throw the other day. He's all smiles. He feels like he's just feeling a little better about everything and just the injury. So, look, I think that I wouldn't say it's imminent, but I still think that depending on how things go, he wants to pitch again. I don't think that he would love having those 8 starts. That's it for his rookie season. And yes, he's pitched under 50 innings, so he's at 34 1/3, so he could stretch it to next season as far as rookie campaign. But I think he wants to come back, feel healthy, have something positive heading into the offseason no matter what. So I do expect him to pitch at some point, barring a major setback from the injuries. All right, guys, so let's get to an exclusive interview with Hyeseong Kim. I just want to say this guy is awesome. I got to speak to him a couple different times this season. But, yeah, I mean, he's just a great dude who loves the fans, loves his teammates, loves playing ball, and there's a reason why he's quickly become one of the most popular Dodgers, just because he's got that charisma, and as Dave Roberts said, everyone loves Hyeseong Kim. What up, Dodgers Nation? Dmac here. Welcome back to Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers show and Dodgers podcast on YouTube. Today, I'm joined with the rookie star, Hyeseong Kim. Hyeseong, first thing, you've got a great start to your rookie season, hitting .360. How have you been able to have so much success so early in your career?
그래서 일단 루키 스타 김혜성 선수 오신 걸 너무 환영하고, 이 루키 시즌에 이렇게 좀 성공적인 시즌을 보내고 지금까지 성공적인 시즌을 보내고 있는 요인이 어떤 게 좀 있는 건가요?
뭐 일단 다저스에서 타격폼의 변화를 주었고 그 점이 아직까지는 잘 적용되고 있는 것 같은데 아직 시즌이 끝나지 않았고 기록은 계속 바뀔 수 있는 거니까 계속 잘할 수 있도록 잘 유지해야 될 것 같습니다.
You know, with the Dodgers organization, I changed my swings on my hitting, and for now, till now, it's been working well. But the season hasn't finished yet, so I just want to do my best and finish strong at the season.
Yeah, when you originally signed with the Dodgers, it was a surprise to many because not many were mentioning the Dodgers as a possible team. Looking back, you got to be happy with your decision to sign here.
그래서 오프 시즌에 뭐 여러 가지 좀 옵션이 있었다고 들었었어요. 근데 또 다저스를 선택해가지고 아마 또 다저스를 결정을 하게 돼서 되게 기뻐하셨을 것 같은데 그때 당시 어땠었는지.
일단 뭐 선택지가 있긴 있었지만 그래도 제가 선택할 수 있는 가장 최선의 선택지가 다저스인 것 같고 다저스가 또 최고의 팀이다 보니까 별 고민 없이 잘 선택했던 것 같습니다.
You know, there was some options during the off season, but you know the best option was LA Dodgers, so I chose Dodgers without any considerations. And you know the Dodgers is the best team, the greatest organization.
Looking back, what was the #1 reason why you chose the Dodgers?
그래서 뭐 다저스를 선택한 이유는 어떤 게 있으신가요?
일단 작년에 우승하기도 했고 계속 잘하는 팀이니까 저도 잘하는 팀에서 야구를 더 잘 해가지고 같은 우승팀의 일원이 될 수 있는 게 좋을 것 같다는 생각이었어요.
Obviously, Dodgers was the World Series champion last year. We've been playing really good baseball for a long time, and I just want to be part of that organization that plays baseball really well.
Yeah, and Dave Roberts said everybody loves Hyeseong Kim. What do you think it is about that in this organization that they've embraced you so much? All your teammates, your coaches, they've really just welcomed you with open arms. How big has that been for you to making that transition from the KBO to MLB?
그래서 감독님이 말씀하시기를 김혜성 선수가 되게 동료들이나 클럽하우스에서 되게 잘 지내고 되게 맨날 웃고 다니고 그런 게 하고 있다고 막 얘기를 했었어요. 그리고 그래서 어떻게 이렇게 클럽하우스에서 그 팀원들이 김혜성 선수를 이렇게 좀 같이 보살펴주고 있는지. KBL에서 와가지고 이렇게 좀 그런 좀 이행들이 있었을 텐데.
일단 팀원들이 워낙에 먼저 저를 반겨주었고 그렇게 다가와주고 먼저 말도 걸어주니까 저 역시 이렇게 웃으면서 항상 팀원들을 대할 수 있었던 것 같고 제가 팀원들에게 웃으면서 한다기보단 먼저 웃으면서 잘 해주기 때문에 저 역시도 잘 하는 것 같습니다.
Actually, all the teammates were like first talk to me. You know, they really they've been really welcoming to me. You know, so that's why I try to be always smile to my teammates and all in the clubhouse. They've been really taking me really good.
What have you learned the most about playing with Shohei Ohtani?
그래서 오타니 선수와 같이 야구하면서 가장 좀 크게 배웠던 점들은 어떤 게 있을까요?
일단 모든 점이 다 배울 점인 것 같고 모든 점에서 뛰어난 선수고 또 노력하는 선수이기 때문에 옆에서 그냥 다 지켜보면서 모든 걸 다 배우는 것 같습니다.
For everything, you know, he's outstanding for every part. So just observing him how he prepares and how he plays baseball, that's like learning factors for me.
Hey, he stole 59 bases last year. I think you could probably steal more than that. I mean, who would win in a race?
그래서 오타니 선수 작년에 59개 도루를 성공했는데 아마 그것보다 더 하실 수 있을 것 같은데 누가 이길까요?
Tie.
진짜?
아니요, 저는 뭐 아직 해본 적이 없는 선수이기 때문에 말하기 힘들고 나중에 기회가 된다면 많은 도루를 해서 기록으로 대답을 해야 될 것 같습니다.
You know, I never been done yet, so if there's opportunity in the future, then I'm gonna try and then we'll see.
That's awesome. So you talked about your success and kind of those swing changes. Specifically, it looks like the leg kick is gone and you're kind of down. Like, where did those swing changes come from and how hard of a challenge was that for you to implement?
그래서 아까 얘기한 것처럼 그런 타격폼, 뭐 스윙을 좀 변경을 해가지고 좀 이 1인 초반 커리어에 되게 좀 성공을 하고 있었다고 했는데 좀 가장 어려운 점이 있었었는지 그리고 그 스윙 어떻게 좀 변화를 하게 됐다는 건지 그걸 좀 한번 설명 좀 부탁드릴게요.
일단 하체 쪽에 문제점을 팀에서 발견해 주셨고 그 문제점을 고치기 위해 다리를 들지 않는 방향성으로 바꿨는데 그 점이 많이 도움이 되는 것 같고 앞으로도 더 노력해가지고 더 많은 보완을 해야 될 것 같습니다.
You know, the team found out a problem on my leg, on my lower body, so we tried to solve that problem, and then that's why I got rid of my leg kick, and it really worked out and it really went well. So still, I gotta do like 100%. You know, I gotta work hard and then to work on it.
What's been the biggest challenge to facing big league pitching and just transitioning to the show in general?
그래서 가장 그 빅리그 투수를 상대함에 있어서 가장 좀 어려운 점이 뭐고 지금 다른 리그에서 와가지고 이런 변화들에 대한 가장 좀 어려운 점이 또 어떤 게 있을까요?
일단 아무래도 투수들의 그런 빠른 움직임이 있는 변화구들이 한국에는 많지 않잖아요. 한국에는 직구가 일자로 오는데 여기는 직구도 많은 움직임이 있기 때문에 그런 점이 많이 차이점인 것 같고 또 비행기로 계속 이동을 하면서 시차가 다른 게 또 한국이랑 다른 점인 것 같습니다.
You know, I would say probably the hard velocity on the breaking balls and the spins. You know, even the fastball has a lot of movement at the end, and that we don't really have that much in KBO. And off the field, maybe we travel by flight, so maybe the time difference between each cities that might be the cities.
Yeah, and you played in front of some big crowds in Korea. Here, 50,000 fans at Dodgers Stadium. How special has it been to just really be embraced by this fan base? When you go to bat, you got your custom walk-up song. Everyone loves that. Just what's it been like to play in front of these fans here at Dodger Stadium?
그래서 물론 뭐 한국에서도 많은 관중들 앞에서 야구를 하셨었지만 여기 지금 한 5만 명에 꽉 차는 항상 야구장에서 야구를 하고 있어요. 그래서 뭐 개별 등장곡도 있고 이 팬들이 되게 좋아하고 있는데 지금 얼마나 이게 좀 소중하고 특별한지.
일단 솔직히 타석에서 제 등장곡이 나오고 타석에 들어갈 때 환호를 해주시는 목소리를 들으면 저 역시도 신기하고 제가 아직 다저스에 선수를 한 지 오래되진 않았지만 이렇게 응원을 해주시고 환호를 해주신다는 것 자체가 너무 감사하고 영광스러운 것 같습니다.
when I get on the plate with my walk-up song, when the fans were like shouting out for me, it's really precious. It's really special for me. It's with something like cool. And I've been really like I've been feeling really gratitude on fans' love, so far.
Awesome. And Dave said you're going to get more playing time, and you played second, you played short, and you played center. Which position do you feel the most comfortable at right now?
그래서 감독님이 앞으로 좀 더 출장 기회를 많이 가질 거라고 또 얘기하셨었고, 뭐 2루수든 유격수든 뭐 중견수든 근데 가장 좀 편한 포지션은 어떤 건가요?
다 똑같은 것 같아요. 뭐 계속 모든 포지션을 다 연습하고 있기 때문에 모든 포지션 다 괜찮고 다 편한 것 같습니다.
I mean, every position feel comfortable. I mean, I'm working on all the positions like shortstop, second base, center field, so I pretty feel comfortable on every position.
And long term, is your goal to be just like an everyday player for this organization?
그러면 장기적인 그런 목표는 주전이 되는 이 다저스에서 주전이 되는 게 목표일까요?
당연하죠.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna do some quick ones here. First one, this is from the fans here. How'd you get the nickname the Comet?
그래서 팬의 질문인데 이제 커밋이라는 별명을 어떻게 얻게 됐는지요?
일단 제 이름이 혜성이고 혜성이 미국말로 직역하면 코멧이라서 그걸 제가 선수들한테 설명을 해주면서 좀 생겨난 것 같습니다.
So my name in Korean is Hyeseong, and Hyeseong literally meaning in English a comet. So I was trying to explain my name to my teammates, and that's how it came up.
Awesome. So you had this moment with the Stray Kids giving you that jersey. How special was it? What's going through your mind when you see stuff like this? You see the jersey. What's going through your mind there?
그래서 저거 뭐 스트레이트 키즈 가수분이 입으셨는데 느낌이 어떠신지?
일단 너무 영광스럽고 또 저도 굉장히 팬인데 저렇게 제 유니폼 입는 거 보니까 너무 감사합니다.
It's very honorable, I'm also a big fan of them, and I really feel gratitude that they wear my jersey.
Are Stray Kids your favorite K-pop band?
그러면은 스트레이트 키즈가 가장 좋아하는 K-pop.
가장은 아니고 굉장히 좋아하는 가수죠.
I mean, not the best, not the first favorite, but I really like Stray Kids.
What's your favorite American food place so far?
American food.
Favorite American food so far, like restaurant, whatever it may be, fast food.
지금까지 그냥 가장 좋아하는 미국 음식이라든지 미국 음식점이라든지.
음식점은 제가 많이 다녀보지 못했고 맨날 야구장에서 맛있는 밥을 줘서 야구장에서 항상 주는 저는 스테이크랑 그런 아메리칸 블랙버스트 약간 그 뭐지? 팬케이크랑 오믈렛 그리고 또 뭐지? 그 감자? 이런 그런 아메리칸 블랙버스트 좋은 것 같아요. 베이글도 좋고.
Yeah, breakfast.
Yeah, I mean American breakfast, but I haven't been a lot of places outside of the field because I basically stay most of my time in field. So, and then they serve a really good food in the cafeteria. So I've been really enjoying it, and I would say American breakfast, pancake, omelet, and potatoes.
Awesome.
And the steaks.
And steaks. What's your go-to pre-game meal? What do you eat before games?
그래서 경기 전에 먹는 중간식 가장 좋아하는 음식이 뭔가요? 뭐 자주 먹는 거라든지.
경기 전에는 시합 뛰는 날에는 아무래도 전 아사이볼을 굉장히 좋아하는 것 같습니다.
When I'm starting, I like to eat acai bowl.
Acai bowl? Awesome. Who's your favorite American singer?
가장 좋아하는.
Do you have one?
싱어.
Kendrick Lamar and Justin Bieber.
Bieber? Nice. You have a favorite Kendrick song?
팬들이 가장 좋아하는 음악.
Not Like Us.
Not Like Us? Awesome. How about Bieber song?
Bieber song is Pitch. 그 Pitch라고.
That's my favorite too. That's my favorite too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What's been your favorite road city that you visited so far?
지금까지 갔던 원정 도시 중에 가장 좋았던 도시는요?
Miami?
Miami?
Yes, Miami.
Great place. What do you like to do? What does Hyeseong Kim like to do on an MLB off day when there's no games? What do you like to do with your time?
우리 오프데이 때 주로 하는 게 뭐가 있나요?
오프데이 때 운동하고 보통 그냥 밥 먹고 쉬는 것 같습니다.
I mean, work out and eat good food and then take a rest.
Speaking of that workout, a lot has been made about your workout routine. What is that routine, and can you share how many pounds you squat when you
그래서
squat?
많은 사람들이 지금 김혜성 씨 운동 루틴에 대해 좀 궁금해하고 있어요. 그래서 뭐 스쿼트를 몇 분까지 하고 뭐 그런 게 있나요?
스쿼트 요즘 안 하고 요즘 여기 다저스에서 주는 프로그램을 하고 있는데 여기서 주는 프로그램에는 스쿼트가 없어서 스쿼트 말고 다른 뭐 원레그 스쿼트라던가 뭐 런지 뭐 이런 거 많이 하고 있습니다.
I mean, I haven't squat a lot lately. I just follow what the team provides the schedule. I have my own schedule, so maybe one leg squat or one leg deadlift.
아니야 원레그 그냥 원레 스쿼트.
And then lunges.
Lunges. Do you have a strict diet, and like kind of what's that everyday diet like? A lot of people
그래서
talk about
되게
it.
엄격한 식단을 하고
What's your
있어요.
everyday diet?
그 매일 먹는 또 그런 식단이 뭐가 있는지.
요즘에는 엄청난 식단은 아니고 그냥 안 좋은 거를 안 먹으려고 하는 것 같습니다.
I mean, lately, not like very like strict, but I'm trying to not eat like bad foods, you know.
Awesome. What's your favorite sport other than baseball?
야구 말고 또 좋아하는 스포츠가 있나요?
야구 말고요. 축구도 좋아하고 농구도 좋아하고 보는 거 다 좋아.
Soccer, and I like to watch basketball.
Who's your favorite basketball player?
Me?
Yeah.
LeBron James and Stephen Curry and Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Yes.
How about soccer?
Soccer? Soccer mesh.
Nice. Nice. Awesome. Who's your funniest Dodgers teammate so far?
그래서 다저스에서 가장 재밌는 팀 동료는 지금까지
재밌는 팀 동료.
가장 웃긴.
A lot of people say Kiké.
많은 사람들이
키케도 너무 재밌죠. 키케도 너무 재밌고 다 재밌는데 다 재밌고 또 야마모토 선수도 야마모토 선수만의 그 매력이 있거든요. 그래서 재밌게 잘 지내고 있습니다.
I mean, all of teammates are funny, but I would say Yoshinobu has his own like humor, so it's fun.
Yeah, we always see those videos of you guys joking around in here. You also joke around a little bit with Shohei Ohtani. What's it like? What's the real Shohei Ohtani like to be as a teammate?
그래서 보면은 뭐 야마모토 선수랑 장난 많이 치는 것 같은데 쇼헤이 선수랑도 좀 장난을 많이 치고 있는 것 같은데 쇼헤이는 어떤 좀 장난을 치고 어떤 뭐 그런 대화를 하는지.
뭐 장난한다기보단 대화를 하면서 야구 얘기도 하고 또 서로 한국에 대해 물어보거나 저도 일본에 대해 궁금한 거 있으면 물어보거나 그냥 서로 물어보는 것 같습니다.
I mean, I don't really joke around with Shohei, but we do a lot of conversation. We talk about each countries and mostly we talk about the baseball.
Awesome. Okay, lastly here, I gotta get some baby pictures of your teammates. You want to try to guess who they are?
그래서 이거 팀 동료 유년 시절
Try to guess who they are.
사진인데 누군지 한번 맞춰보세요.
All right, who's that one?
누군지.
I'll give you a clue.
힌트.
First base.
Freddie?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, here.
마이클 컨버거?
Yep, yeah.
Shohei?
Yeah, you got it.
Mookie.
The stance, right?
Yes.
Still-
Same.
배팅 스탠스 똑같아.
This one's tough.
이건 좀 어려워.
He likes cats.
Cats? 고양이 좋아.
Pitcher.
투수.
Trainer?
No. Gonsolin.
곤솔린?
No beard.
수영.
Wow. Who?
Which one?
This? 나홀로 집에 그 꼬맹이 아니에요?
It's Home Alone.
It looks
The
like
main character.
it does look like Macaulay Culkin, but it's not. It's one of your teammates.
팀메이트 중에 한 명이래.
Kershaw.
Yeah. How awesome was that to see him get 3,000 strikeouts?
예.
어땠어요? 3,000K.
일단 그 현장에 제가 있었다는 게 굉장히 영광스러운 일이고, 진짜 대단한 일인 것 같고, 솔직히 3,000K는 야구하면서 하기가 정말 힘든 기록인데, 그거를 하셨다는 게 굉장히 대단한 것 같습니다.
You know, it was very honored to be on that moment that I was playing together. And then, you know, 3,000K is not like really easy to achieve. it's very like super awesome.
Stuff. All right, here we go. Cover this one.
Oh, Loki?
Nope.
Yoshi?
Yep. Yoshi.
Oh, Yoshi.
Yep. All right.
May.
Yeah, he was good. He was good a couple nights ago, wasn't he?
Yeah,
네.
that's May. 잘했죠?
There we go.
Loki. Pitcher and hitter.
Hitter. He plays a lot of the positions you play.
Tommy?
Yep, Tommy isn't it?
Oh. Snell.
Pretty recent. All right, this one's a hard one.
어려운 거.
How are you guys? I like it. Let's see. Good.
Catcher.
Real?
Yeah. Look like him? All right, cool. So that one, that's it. But all right, well, thank you so much, the great Hyeseong Kim. Last question, just kind of what's your message to Dodgers Nation, all your fans out there? They love you so much. They've been supporting you and just have been so excited with all your success as a rookie.
일단 마지막으로 이렇게 사랑을 주시는 팬 여러분들께 좀 한 말씀 해주시죠.
네, 아까도 말했듯이 제가 다저스에 온 지 얼마 안 됐는데 이렇게 항상 응원해 주시고 타석에서 함성이 들리면 정말 너무 기쁜 것 같고 행복한 것 같습니다. 그래서 앞으로도 열심히 잘 할 테니 많은 응원 부탁드리겠습니다.
Like I mentioned, this is my first year, but even though it's my first year, you guys have been giving a lot of love. Even when I'm on the plate, I can hear all the viewers like supporting and cheer. So I'll do my best and then keep supporting us. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, there he is, the great Hyeseong Kim, the Comet. Follow him on Instagram. Support him. This guy is a star, and we love him here in Los Angeles. Hyeseong, congrats on your rookie season success, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hyeseong.
There he goes, the great Hyeseong Kim. That guy is just a delight to talk to, man. I'm just glad he's having success. BL Boyd says, I think Mrs. Dmac has been replaced. Tony looks says off days are his legs days. Claudia says he can squat 3 Dmacs. Tony looks says Dmac's favorite new player. Jose Aguirre says leg day begs Kim to skip it. Now you guys going crazy in the comments like always. And let's get to the breaking news though. So here we go. We have the official move made by the Los Angeles Dodgers just a few minutes ago. They tweeted out, the Dodgers recalled outfielder James Outman, selected the contract of right-handed pitcher Julian Fernandez, option left-handed pitcher Justin Robleski, and placed infielder-outfielder Kiké Hernández on the injured list with left elbow inflammation. In order to make room for Fernandez on the 40-man roster, the Dodgers designated infielder C.J. Alexander for assignment. So, first things first, Kiké Hernández. And we talked about throughout the show, he's been dealing with that elbow injury. It's impacted his offense, and this was one of the moves they were strongly considering. And just looking at his numbers since the beginning of June, Kiké Hernández just has not been good at the plate. He's gone 5 for his last 52, hitting .096. He's hitting .096, 5 for his last 52 since the beginning of June. And the elbow, yes, I know before everyone else there says, oh, is this another Dodgers pitcher hurting his elbow? It's his left, not his right. So it's not that. And I think for the biggest reason that they go with Kiké Hernández in this situation is, just look at what happened yesterday with the bench, right? I mean, Dave Roberts said after the game, when you have one player available and that's the catcher, that's not a good feeling. Because yesterday, no Kiké, no Teo, no Tommy Edman, all dealing with injuries. And Kiké clearly is not himself at the plate. And now you bring in a James Outman who actually has been really good of late. And you replace Kiké Hernández, but also ideally I think you look at this as, can we get some more left-handed power? And hopefully in some capacity you can supplement what you're missing from Max Muncy, because he's been really, really good. Since James Outman has been down in AAA, he was optioned back to AAA on May 19th. He's in .318 with a .422 on base, .662 slug, a .163 weighted runs created plus. He's hit 12 home runs in his last 38 games. Also, he's cut down that strikeout rate from 25.7% down to 15%. to 25%, and then you got the walk rates down to 15%. So, look, James Outman with a 25.7% strikeout rate, that's something. I mean, if you get anything close to 25% strikeout rate and a walk rate at 15%, that's really good. Because to start the year, he was striking out a lot down at OKC. When he was with the Dodgers this season, he went 3 for 24 in 9 games with 2 home runs and 13 strikeouts in those 9 games. So in the last almost 2 months, he's been really, really good. He has got 11 extra base hits his last 12 games. I mean, things are trending in the right direction for James Outman. We always know that he's going to bring you plus defense in the outfield. It's just, can he do it at the plate with the stick? And I think he's in a good position to have some success. And as far as CJ Alexander over Noah Davis, CJ Alexander is someone they picked up 4 days ago. They claimed him off waivers after the injuries they suffered. I mean, needing some depth with Max Muncy going down, and just basically need minor league depth because there's not a lot of position players on the 40-man roster and just down at the minor league level that you really feel like could come up and provide anything. So, yeah, I mean, it does make sense just from the standpoint that they weren't committed to Alexander as someone who's going to be a piece for them, and they're just looking to kind of just make moves to get the guys up that they need and help them get some coverage as they get to the All-Star break. And as far as Justin Robleski, people might freak out about this one just because he's pitched well of late, but you have to remember this. Glasnow is going to make a start this week. You got Yamamoto going against Freddie Peralta tonight. You've got a Dodgers team that is in a position to finish strong with 6 games. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off day Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I think that this also makes sense when you look at Sheehan's back. They're not going to option him down after the start that he had in his natural progression, and you'll see Justin Robleski sooner than later. But that is going to do it, guys. A jam-packed show on this one. Let's do some other comments. Hello from Japan. By the way, if you have not yet, a couple reminders. I'm going to throw this out there. We'll talk more about this today on the post-game show as far as the roster moves and what this means. But if you have not, go watch the amazing Shohei Ohtani trailer that is inspired by Superman, done by the great Robert, my man who is a producer here, just does fantastic work. Go see it. Gives me goosebumps every time. Just straight heat. The whole country of Japan is loving it, so go check that out. And also, go to gearup.la to get the new Clayton Kershaw CK3K shirt to celebrate 3,000 strikeouts. This might never happen again in baseball, and it's almost guaranteed not happen again to be a Dodger. So think about this. There's a good chance that you're not ever going to see another Dodger throw 3,000 strikeouts. Clayton Kershaw likely is going to be the last. Celebrate it. Remember it with this fire t-shirt designed by yours truly. Got the CK3K, 3,000 strikeouts, King Kirsch. It really supports the show. So go to www.gearup.la. You got blue, black, gray, navy blue, fire t-shirt. So definitely go pick one up today at www.gearup.la. Would really appreciate that. So definitely do that. But we are running out of time. So let's go to the walk-off.
The walk-off.
Hits the ball to right field. She is gone.
All right, so today for the walk-off. Shohei Ohtani celebrated his birthday over the weekend. It was the first time that Shohei Ohtani had pitched on his birthday. He's 31 years of age. He's in his absolute prime, and I thought it was really cool for him to go out there, pitch on his birthday, dominate, and then we dropped this really awesome Superman trailer, which was really, really cool. And if you don't know about Shohei Ohtani has been a guy that has these yearly goals that he's been doing throughout his career, which is pretty awesome. And he's already checked off a lot of them. And I think for Shohei to hit 31, that is a one that he wants to add more, right? He's been very specific with the goals that he's done. And if you go kind of look at that goal sheet, I mean, he's already checking off a lot of these boxes. Have a kid, win a World Series, And it was really cool to see Shohei Ohtani go out there, celebrate that World Series. But let's take some comments too, do a quick little 7th inning stretch. I see you guys down below in the comments section. And then we'll get to those in a second here. We got, all right. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, a lot of you guys think that's good for Kiké to have a little break. Here we go. Ohtani was better as an Angel. Oh, come on. He was not. I mean, he did have some great moments as an Angel. But, he was not. He hasn't been good at the plate lately, but 50-50 as a Dodger for sure. But, here for that walk-off, though, let's go through some of those goals that he's made. So, at 31, his goal, first daughter is born. So, at age 31, he's already ahead of that by a year. But going back, age 21, starting rotation, 16 wins. Age 22, win the Cy Young Award. Age 23, member of Japan WBC team. Age 24, throw a no-hitter in 25 wins. Still needs to get that one done. Age 25, throw fastest pitch in the world, 108 miles per hour. Age 26, win the World Series and get married. Age 27, member of Japan WBC team and MVP. Age 28, first son born. Age 29, throw a second no-hitter. Age 30, get most wins by a Japanese pitcher. He's got all these goals. It's pretty awesome. Look at his goals later, though. Age 32, wins second World Series. So hopefully that bumps up by a year. Age 33, second son is born. Age 34, win third World Series. Age 35, member of Japan WBC team. Age 36, break the strikeout record. Age 37, first son starts baseball. Age 38, stats drop. Start to think about retirement. Age 39, decide to retire at the end of the season. Age 40, throw a no-hitter in my very last game. Age 41, return to Japan. Age 42, introduce the American system to Japan. So these are just some of his goals that he set out for himself in high school. And that tells you why he is as successful as anyone that's ever done this at this stage, combining both pitching and hitting. A lot of pitching goals in there. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Jam-packed episode. Special thanks to Hyeseong Kim. Special thanks to you guys. Go to gearup.la to pick up that new t-shirt. It would really mean a lot. Maybe I'll do another shoey if we sell a bunch today. I'm super down. No, but that's going to do it. You guys can follow me on X and Instagram at Dmac_LA. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button. Hit the like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.